your message to President Xi as it relates to the Iran war?
Well, I think, number one, we're going to have a long talk about it. I think he's been relatively good, to be honest with you. You look at the blockade, no problems. They get a lot of their oil from that area. We've had no problem, and he's been a friend of mine. He's been somebody that we get along with. And I think you're going to see that good things are going to happen. This is going to be a very exciting trip. A lot of good things are going to happen.
Do you think he needs to intervene at all with the Iranians?
I don't
Do you think he can help
no.
in any way?
No, I don't think we need any help with Iran. We'll win it one way or the other. We'll win it peacefully or otherwise. Their Navy's gone. Their Air Force is gone. Every single element of their war machine is gone. They've killed a lot of people. They've killed 42,000 people at least over the last month and a half. We win. I mean, no matter how you cut it.
That's President Trump saying a lot of good things are going to happen with his trip to China and that he will discuss the Iran war, but he does not need China's help there. The leverage point here is this. China is Iran's biggest buyer, the world's biggest buyer of Iran's oil. It buys 90% of Iran's oil exports, but China likely will not help anyway. It does not want America as the uncontested dominant power in the region. It doesn't want military confrontations either. It prefers long-term influence through economics. Let's bring in former Trump Deputy National Security Advisor KT McFarland. KT, it's great to see you again. Thanks for joining us. What do you make of this? That will the president try to get China's help with Iran?
He doesn't need it. You know, what the United States has done is just miraculous almost. The military plan, the economic plan, you know, Operation Economic Fury has bankrupted Iran. And so where's China and all of this? Well, I guess it would be really nice if they helped. But frankly, they need this war to be over a whole lot more than we do, in large part because of what you've just mentioned. It's their significant energy imports. I mean, over 50% of China's oil imports come from the region. It's not just Iran. It's Iran and Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Iraq. But that represents something like 15, almost 20% of Iran's entire energy needs. Now, China can't do without that for a long period of time. If China's getting 15, 20% of its energy from the Middle East and it's no longer coming, then China's going to start feeling major pressure in its industrial manufacturing, agribusiness, but particularly in its high-tech industry, because the need of artificial intelligence, quantum computing, all the things China wants to be really good at requires an enormous amount of energy.
Yeah, and it's typical for the U.S. to sell energy to China because of the routes. It's such a long trip for that. But, who knows? Maybe the president will get those deals. Let's get your reaction to Senator Lindsey Graham. He thinks President Trump can use oil to leverage China's help with Iran. Watch.
Does China buy 90% of Iranian oil, Ms. Secretary?
China buys a very large percentage of Iranian oil.
90% is pretty large. So does China are they the largest purchaser of Russian oil and gas?
I would imagine they're up there, Senator.
They are. They're the largest. So President Trump, when you go to China, realize that the person you're talking to is propping up Russia and Iran. I appreciate what you've done in Iran. I appreciate what you're trying to do to end the Russian-Ukraine conflict. Do you agree with me, Mr. Secretary, that of all the countries on the planet, China could have the most influence of ending this war if they chose to?
What do you think, KT?
Well, if they choose to. I mean, look, China is not going to buy American energy. President Trump will probably try to sell them American energy, and the case he'll make is very similar to the case that actually Russia made in the 1980s when Russia went to Europe and said, look, you can't rely on that unreliable Middle East. They have wars, they have OPEC, they raise the prices. Buy Russian. We'll build pipelines. You can buy Russian LNG. You can buy Russian oil. And, the poor Europeans foolishly in the 1980s and then again under President Trump, they foolishly said, well, we'll buy Russian. It's going to be great. It's going to be cheap. And look where that's gotten them. It's gotten them in part the Ukraine war. Look, China doesn't want to buy our stuff because it's a long trade route, as you pointed out, a long transit route, but also because we're going to sell it at full market price. The reason they like Iran's oil is they're getting it at a steep discount because Iran is sanctioned. China doesn't care about the sanctions. It's buying Iranian oil anyway.
Cheap. Thank you. KT McFarland, great to see you.